myself, but I just sounded like a boy with a cold. Maybe it only worked if you were skinny and pretty and didn't read as a guy. But, Whitney, you won the Greek and Latin prizes last year, Hannah said. That's cool, I said. I hadn't known that. Whitney never, ever spoke up in class, unless she was called on. Did you have to do a translation to win that or something? I've never won any kind of prize. Sometimes I think that I ought to play sports and lose horribly just to show trans girls don't have an advantage in everything. No, but Antigone is already a legacy, and with my sister in the Sibyls, they're not going to want a second legacy. So don't worry, it'll be the two of you. I mean, sure, I said, but technically, isn't it all about the classical civilization stuff? If you do the best job and clearly care the most about ancient stuff, then they can't really turn you down. Until last year, everyone thought the Sibyls were just this quirky club where you wore badges and blazers and took on the names of the women of ancient Rome and Greece. But then one of the newer girls let slip that being selected came with a serious amount of money, and people got pissed. So this year they were making the application more transparent. It would be decided by an intense interview right before the Christmas break with the current Sibyls and with the funder of the scholarship, Evangeline Angel Beaumont. The rumor was that you were supposed to talk about a Greek or Roman woman who best represented ideals that modern girls could learn from. I don't think they care about that, Whitney said. Ancient Rome and Greece, that's not important anymore. They're looking for someone who can do the best for the world. But if they didn't care about that, couldn't they have done a general scholarship? I don't know. I like the Latin stuff. I'm not great at it like you, but I think that's cool. I've been thinking about my person for months. Do you guys know what classical woman you'll pick? They looked at each other again, not saying anything. No, not really, Hannah said. We don't even know for sure that's the interview question. Sure, I said, but if it is, we should be prepared, right? Want to think about it together? I've been Googling and Googling ancient Roman and Greek women, but there's not many who I identify with. I was thinking Tiresias, since he spent 7 years as a woman, but maybe that's cheating since he's mostly a man. No, Whitney said. That could be too on the nose. Or there was one of the Furies, Alecto. I might go with her. Whitney said. Okay, but... She and Hannah looked at each other. Just be careful. Strife was the one who outed the scholarship last year, so this year they might not want anyone who seems angry. Oh, I hadn't thought of that, I said. Anyway, I think it'll be you two. My Latin grades are so bad. It'd be an insult to the scholarship if I got it. We were having the classic Ainsley conversation, where girls talked about how terrible they were and how they didn't deserve to have nice things. I was starting to realize it was a way of passing the time. Like maybe girls at some other school would have discussed guys they liked or dieting. Those are stereotypes, I know, but how am I supposed to know what girls at other schools talk about? The strange thing was, at my last school, an all-boys school, St. George's, usually the guys were angry. They were like, oh, yeah, we're so oppressed. People discriminate against us because we're white. But at Ainsley, the whole tone of the conversation was different. No, but you've shown the most courage out of anyone, Whitney said. We're all just regular white people. You've gone through so much. I would like to meet Angel, I said, and wear the laurel crown, and make speeches, and go to salons up in the mansion. That all sounds kind of amazing. You know her, right, Whitney? No, Whitney said. Where did you hear that? I just meant, through your sister? Angel is so busy, Whitney said. We're lucky she makes time even for the Sibyls. My sister says she started taking on death penalty cases too.